Star Wars fans across the globe, including myself, have had a lot of anticipation building up to the date of May 27th. It had been reported many times over the past few months that May 27th was going to be a significant day in Disney Star Wars history. We were told that Bob Chapek, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, along with other higher-ups at Disney, were planning on convening for a meeting about rehiring Gina Carano. Well, now May 27th has come and gone, and seems like we've had no new news. Well, maybe. We've got some news. But just by doing a little bit of digging, I've been able to figure out that this meeting couldn't have possibly taken place. So I'm just, let's say, a little disappointed. Without further ado,
cue the speeder.
Hey, you just said that on camera. This going viral.
If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, hopefully today is the day I earn your subscription. I will continue daily to go out there, expose frauds, and bring you the truth about Star Wars, Disney, and Lucasfilm. There is nothing worse in this world than someone lying to you for profit. To any fans out there who have been keeping their fingers crossed, hoping that this week we would receive news that Gina Carano was coming back to Disney and Star Wars, I just want to let you know this next part's going to be tough to take. So brace yourself. When news broke on February 10th that Gina Carano had been fired from Disney, and therefore Star Wars, I, along with a lot of other people, were pretty pissed. It seemed a stupid reason for them to fire her, considering all the other stuff that goes on at Twitter. But ever since her firing and the backlash it received, we've been told multiple times by sources unidentified that there was a meeting coming in May, and this meeting would become possibly a step in the right direction, let's say, where Gina Carano could possibly come back to Disney. Back on March 11th, when a writer from Forbes magazine, Gene Del Vecchio, titled his report, "Disney's firing of Gina Carano was confusing and hypocritical, lacking sound management," that was all the investors needed to hear to put Bob Chapek's feet to the fire. They were pissed as well. It was right around this time when reports came out that Disney was in talks to rehire Gina Carano and bring her back to the Star Wars universe. Even though when point blank asked by investors why Gina was fired by Kathleen Kennedy, Bob Chapek decided to back Kathleen Kennedy. It seems as though, in the world of this man, that the word truth is not in his vocabulary. Because so far, nothing he has reported about this has come true. Now, just for context, in this next clip, literally hours after this supposed meeting happened, Mike has intimate details about what was said between Bob Chapek, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and other higher-ups at Disney. Meaning his source must have been in the room, because this is literally hours after it happened. There wasn't even time for something to get leaked to the media.
Not really in touch with her employees over at Lucasfilm or the cast and crew associated with these projects, such as the mass firings and rehirings and losing money with Solo: A Star Wars Story as an example. I mean, we've seen this time and time again. So, with that being said, the thing that really is all the more exciting has all to do with what happened with actress Gina Carano just today. We've been talking about this for weeks now, that on May 27th, today, both John and Dave...
Just real quick, if we're talking about Gina Carano, why am I looking at a pug? When I think of Gina Carano, I don't think of a dog. I don't know, apparently Mike does, but I think of something more like this. If you're not 18, please close your eyes right now. And for those of you wondering, yes, this is Gina Carano. It's an Instagram post that she made.
Dave will be having their final meeting with the higher-ups over at Disney. We're talking about the board members, of course, about bringing back Gina Carano into the equation, into the Star Wars universe, and exactly how that could actually go about being made and how it could actually be made public to the fans. So, this is what's really exciting about all of this, that with both Season 3 of Mando and the Ahsoka Tano series, as well as Kenobi now in full development, It's best described that both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are taking the proper steps into satisfying the Star Wars fandom, further by implementing tons of Star Wars Legends material into future projects. Now, it's noted that just recently, today both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni wrapped up their final meeting with the higher-ups over at Disney about Gina Carano's rehiring into the Star Wars universe. It said that Jon and Dave convinced many of the Disney board members that were originally against Gina Carano and what she did on social media to understanding the entire situation and what it means for Disney Star Wars as a whole. Now further, it's described that since the meeting ended earlier today is that Disney is preparing to find ways to hire Gina Carano again, and that this is going to be a lengthy process as the finalization of this decision won't be set in place until the end of this summer, where they are said to be planning to make an official announcement of her return by this fall around the month of November.
Now think about what we were just told. This meeting that just wrapped up earlier today between Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, Bob Chapek, and the rest of the board. During this meeting, they were able to convince the board that they needed to rehire Gina Carano. They convinced them so much that the board agreed, yes we do, and then set in place a plan to start to implement the rehiring of Gina Carano over the next few months, and then making an official announcement sometime later this summer. If you wouldn't mind, please take a quick trip with me down memory lane to the week after Gina Carano was fired and what happened in its immediate aftermath. For any of you out there who forget, that Sunday immediately following her firing, Gina Carano went to the Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro sat down with Ben and did a one-on-one interview. In that interview, she talked a lot about the toxicity of Star Wars, the things going on behind the scenes, people who went to stick up for her and were shot down, and the way she found out she was fired. Before the interview wrapped up, Ben Shapiro came on and told the world that Gina Carano was now set to produce and star in an upcoming film for the Daily Wire. They had already signed the contract. It was a done deal. As recently as just this past Sunday, Lucasfilm came out and told everyone that Rangers of the New Republic is canceled. Star Wars was dropping it. If there was a supposed meeting coming up just 4 short days later, with a chance of Gina Carano being rehired, why would Disney come out and tell everyone, we are canceling and dropping the show? They are canceling the show that Gina Carano was supposed to be the main star in. Now I'm going to let Mike finish up here.
Now, Gina Carano is described to have not been in communication with Disney as of yet today. However, both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are said to be making arrangements with Gina Carano on this major offer come this July, and that a decision must be made by the month of September of this year to finalize and prepare the major announcement for, of course, November. Now further, Disney CEO Bob Chapek is said to play a big role in this development of how it will be handled, and that though this was the final meeting, the finalization of how this will be organized won't be done until some months from now. This is an attempt to bring back Gina Carano in not only Season 3, but also Season 4 and other unannounced Star Wars projects in the works. Let me just say one thing right now is that Jon and Dave have really been working so very hard, pouring their heart and soul, not into just Star Wars, but also defending Gina Carano behind the scenes. The thing that I like about Jon and Dave is that they are passionate people. You know, some would like to argue that Dave Filoni is not all that passionate, which is a very big minority, but I don't believe that's the case. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they work together as a team. They're pretty much working as one. They're the greatest duo when it comes to Star Wars ever, and I think that what they're doing right now, by defending Gina and how they really aced it with this big meeting over at Disney, this is a big win. Pretty much what it dwindles down to now is exactly how Disney's going to finalize all of this and whether or not Gina is going to accept this offer in the next couple of months. Again, she has until around September to really make this final decision and to accept this offer. If she, if she wants to actually take it, I'm not quite sure if she will. We'll have to wait and see. And by November, if this is to be agreed upon,
is when they're gonna make this major announcement, so keep your eyes open. We will be...
Alright, Mike, that's enough. If you still don't believe that this meeting didn't happen, let me just show you exactly where Bob Chapek was on May 27th. And it's not inside a meeting with anyone talking about Gina Carano.
Thanks so much for talking to us today, and tell us what made you pick that July 11th start date more than a month after the other Orlando parks.
Well, we want to make sure that what we present to our guests when we open up is going to be a quintessential Disney experience. And while we'll have substantially lower numbers of guests, we want to make sure we do it in a responsible way so that they can make those lifelong memories that last a lifetime to them.
I know a lot of you are probably bummed out that these videos were just pure clickbait, and I feel bad if you fell for them and listened to them. I'm sure a lot of people, including myself, would like to have Gina come back. But the fact of the matter is, she's in a contract right now with the Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro to star and produce her own movie. Why would she go anywhere near Disney right now with how toxic it is? In one fell swoop, Disney went out and canceled Gina Carano, unceremoniously fired her, and then began to smear her. I don't want Gina anywhere near anything that Disney is touching right now. And believe this, Gina probably wouldn't even pick up the phone if Disney called her right now. Would you? The reason I decided to make this video today is because I went through after watching the Mike ZEROH video and saw all the comments of people and how hopeful they were that she was actually coming back. And there was actually a mother on there who said that she hadn't told her two daughters yet that Gina had been fired from Mandalorian. And she said that she was glad she held off and now she's anticipating this news to break. That is just not cool. It really isn't. There's other things you can talk about and report about Star Wars that isn't complete made up bullshit. And I just feel like they get screwed over so bad. So if you see this video, please like it. Help me out with exposing this fraud for good. I'm just tired of him misleading the fans. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad kid, but like seriously, man, chill with the clickbait. And as always, I'm the Massalorian, and I'm out.